Okay, well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the call Flight Plan for Success webinar number 3. And the format of this call is actually going to be a little bit different than we've done in the past based on the feedback. And it's really going to be about me putting forward some content. And then I'm going to be asking a volunteer to come on and we'll go through the passion test. And then we'll have a Q&A section at the end. So tonight's topic, or today's topic, depending on where in the world you are, is about a subject that I've been studying. I've been a student of for over a decade now, which is the process of getting into flow. The process of getting into flow is an experience where most people have actually had this experience in their life where things just seem to go smoothly, where what you need to have happen happens, doors open, you meet the right people. Some people call this synchronicity. But unfortunately for most people, it's a fleeting experience. It happens as a process of moving through something and then out the other side. And so what we're going to focus on is how to get into flow. What are the things we need to get into flow? And what are the questions that we must answer? And then stay in flow. And this is such a critical process for living the life of our dreams. And so, in terms of that, I'm going to talk about the flow lock. And the history of how this lock came to be developed, in at least the way that I use it, is that I have been a studier of the famous manuscript called the I Ching, or the Book of Change. And the Book of Changes has been written over the last 5,000 years by some very famous philosophers like Confucius and Lao Tzu, of the fame of give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. And so that's the process by which we're going to do this. And it comes down to 6 questions. Passion. What do you love doing? What do you love and are you doing it? Talent. Who are you really? What is your natural, God-given skill? And are you using it? Now, these 2 internal values are absolutely critical to you living the life of your dreams. I share the story of my answering machine. And I used to have this answering machine, and on the answering machine, it would go something like this. Hi, I'm not in right now, but I'd love to know who called. However, this is a questioning machine, not an answering machine. Who are you, and what do you want? Don't worry if you don't know the answer to these 2 questions, because neither do 95% of people on this planet. And who are you? Your talent. And what do you want? Your passions. Are 2 critical questions that I think as human beings we need to be able to answer. And then going on from those 2 internal values, then we can actually apply and live the life that we're probably even destined to live, created to live, depending on what you believe. And that's how we apply our time and our resources through gaining knowledge, meeting the right people in the network, being someone of strong character with great integrity so that people trust you, and all aligned with your purpose in answering the fundamental question, why am I here? And we don't need to worry too much about our purpose, because if we follow our passion and our talent, we're actually automatically going to leave our legacy. Don't you agree? So, tonight we're going to cover the question, or today we're going to cover the question of passion. And we're going to utilize something that I've spent or invested a great deal of time learning, which is trying to find access to our passions. And as T.R. Becker said, after his 27 years of experience with people and teaching and motivating and inspiring, what he found was that there were three major reasons why people don't get to live the life of their dreams, the life that they want. Number one, because they don't know what they want. And you might laugh at that, but in his experience and indeed mine, I have definitely come across probably 4 out of 5 or 80% of people are not clear about what it is they really want. And that's a challenge because it's the very first part of the flow lock, and it is there for a reason. It is there because you need to rediscover what it is, and indeed what it was. So what do I mean by that? As children, you knew what you were passionate about, but somehow along the way, through the schooling system possibly, that we've lost sight of our passions and the things that we love to do. Maybe we're living somebody else's passions. So now it's time to actually live your passions. And so this is an access to you getting to your passions. So what we're going to learn here is what's in it for me. And in this session, we're going to look at your top 5 passions, the things that are most important to you in your life. We're going to go and rediscover those. We're going to look at how to align your life with living your passions to experience more joy and fulfillment in your life. And as I've constantly said to many of my clients, is I believe the purpose of life is to enjoy. And so the question we're asking tonight is, what is it that you want? What do you want? Because I already know why you want it. If you think right now about anything you want, whether it's material or non-material, isn't it true that the reason why you really want that is because it'll make you feel good? So it's interesting. Everybody has different wants, but I believe that every human being has the same why. We're also going to talk about the secret that will guarantee how to live a passionate life, and then the formula for creating whatever it is that you choose to have in your life. Isn't that pretty exciting? Very exciting, because unfortunately most human beings don't seek the answer to these questions. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to take the passion test, and tonight that's exactly what we're going to go through. As I said, I'm going to ask a volunteer to step forward shortly, and what I'm going to ask that volunteer to do is to write down 10 to 15 of your passions, things that you're passionate about. And if you feel that you're going to be one of those volunteers or the volunteer for today's call, then I would ask you to start writing down your passions on a piece of paper. When I say passions, we're going to tidy them up, we're going to clear them up. But what I'm really wanting you to do is to actually think about, what if you had no challenges with resources, time, energy, or money, what would you really love to do on a daily basis? Would you like to spend quality time with your family? Would you like to be spending quality time with your soulmate? Would you like to be sharing your wisdom on stage in front of hundreds or even thousands of people? What is it that you would really, really love to be doing? And then what I'm going to help you with is you're going to narrow down the 10 to 15 passions down to your top 5 passions. And then we're going to make some passion cards. We're going to score those passions. We're going to create a vision board. And then we're going to create a passion page. We're going to write a page on each of the passions. It's going to include something called markers. And then finally create your 100th birthday talk. Now, we're not going to do that all on this call. It's going to be 2 sessions. And on this call, we're going to be basically creating the top 5 passions and getting them ready for the passion cards. Okay, so let's set your intentions for the call. And these 3 words are going to be ingrained throughout this call and hopefully throughout your life. And this is called intention, attention, and no tension. And these three words actually is an access to something you may have heard of before called the law of attraction. What is it that you want? That's what we're going to be doing today. What do you want? That's the intention. Then we're going to put our attention onto it. We're going to do something about it. And finally, we're going to be relaxed about it. We don't have to have any tension because we know that what you put your attention to must show up in your life. So today, coming up with your top 5 passions, you're going to state what you choose to create in your life, and it's going to be the first step in getting what it is you want. And I'm here to tell you that you can have whatever it is that you want, but you must be clear about what it is that you want. And then once we're clear about that, then it's pretty easy to give our attention to it. And you'd be surprised, it doesn't mean it has to take all day. Some of the attention can take seconds and make us feel great and already improve the quality of our life day by day. And when you give attention to it through the law of attraction and through the law of focus, it will begin to show up in your life. Janet Attwood, co-author of the Passion Test book and creator of the Passion Test, says something really key. She says that when you are clear, what you want will show up in your life, and only to the extent that you're clear. That's such a profound statement. And quite often, many of you have gone to seminars or done a lot of personal development work, will have come across the saying, clarity is power. Well, this is exactly what they mean. Clarity about what it is you want in your life gives you the power to go out and create it. You are incredible. As Les Brown says, you have greatness within you. So when you're clear, what you want will show up in your life, and only to the extent that you're clear. And finally, on the no tension, is being open. Allowing God's will to move through you, or whatever that you believe in, something bigger than you, will allow it to happen. If you hold tightly onto your concepts of how you think things should be, then you're in for a little bit of a problem. Because remember, I said the purpose of life, I believe, is to enjoy, is to feel good. And if you hold on tightly to your own belief systems and your own concepts against what's actually happening in your life, such that you're frustrated or annoyed or disappointed or angry, then you're actually closing off the possibility of getting what you want because you're no longer feeling good. And the law of attraction is bringing more of the non-empowering things to you than the things you really want. So they're actually shut off like a valve. They shut off the flow of life. So one of the things that we practiced when I was in India, Rishikesh, with Janet Attwood, was a thing called Om whatever Om, or Om. So you remember Om is a word used a lot in meditation, and we just say whatever is, whatever shows up, that's what it is. That's what life is. So if you start to get negative emotions, disappointment, anger, frustration, annoyance, then you are actually closing off the valve to what it is that you want to get in your life. You're shutting off the flow of life. When your thoughts are actually aligned to the things that you have stirring in your heart, your passions, then you will actually start to be receiving these things. You'll see them. And so once again, Passion Test is an access point. It's simply a system, a place to be able to access your passions. An organized set of ideas intend to explain the whole. These are definitions about what is a system. And the 1 Minute Millionaire, the book, talked about system being save yourself time, energy, and money. And many of you will know that I say that all the time. So let's go ahead and set our intentions for session 1. So I want you to write down, grab a pen and paper if you don't already have one, and I want you to answer the question below on this slide. What will happen by the end of these 2 sessions that if you've got exactly what you wanted from doing the Passion Test with me? So what is it that you want to get at the end of these 2 sessions. Now, just give me a little bit of clarity here. A lot of people try to rush the process. In fact, that's something that I really notice a lot lately, is that people want the quick fix, get things done, like I want out of this dead-end job and I want out next week. Now, whilst that's possible, for the overwhelming majority of people, it's a process. Change happens little by little, but indeed it definitely happens. And some of you might be familiar with the term Kaizen, the Japanese term where they just got better little by little, and then those little changes after a week, after a month, after a year add up to significant progress. Anthony Robbins talks about it. He calls it CANI, constant and never-ending improvement. Not looking for large changes. Large changes normally run out of steam. Small changes, little by little. So if you want out of this dead-end job, that's probably something that's not going to happen at the end of these 2 sessions. It's a process. Okay. So go ahead and answer that question. And I'm going to open it up in a second and ask some people for what your intention is that you want to get out of this passion test by the end of the 2 sessions. Now, some of you on this call have actually been through the passion test with me, and which is fantastic because it's been a few months, and we always say that you should look into redoing your passion test about every 4 to 6 months to keep refining it, keep refining the process. So I'm going to actually unmute you all now, and I'd like somebody, just if you're going to talk, just say your name and tell me what is your intention.
I believe I was doing that in week 2. Yeah.
Who'd like to go? How about you, Rommel? Who'd like to go?
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Can you guys hear me okay?
My intentions? I am still writing it.
Okay, good. All right, I'll give you a little bit of time. Has anybody finished their intention yet? In fact, it might be easier to do it this way. If you have your intention, you can actually share it in the chat box below. So if you can see the chat box there, just type it in, the message, your intention, or if you'd rather say it, it's quicker, then you can actually just type your name and then I'll call upon you to share your intention. Anybody ready yet?
Is the intention for the question that is in the box?
Yeah, just as you see on the slide. So what will have happened by the end of these 2 sessions if you got exactly what you wanted from doing the passion test? So I've made a promise to you that I'm going to take you through the passion test. I'm going to give you some clarity around the things you really want in your life. I'm going to give you the secret of how to live a more passionate life. So, based on that, what will you specifically want to happen for you after taking the passion test?
I want to change my mindset to be successful by the end of these 2 sessions.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, so do you believe that if you're clear about your passions, that you will actually be helpful for you to actually create a more positive, successful mindset?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Fabulous. Okay, so thank you for sharing that, Julia. So let's keep moving along. Okay, so here's some interesting things before we get started. A couple of neurological findings. The brain can only hold about 7 pieces of information at one time. And when more information comes in, the brain starts to filter out other elements it deems unimportant. So we want to make sure that our passions are very concise and clear. And many of you probably would have experienced the second one, that if you try to hold on to too many ideas, desires, or goals, the brain actually says, this is way too much. I can only keep so much focus. And this is a major challenge for many people in the 21st century, because we're inundated with so many marketing messages and so many great ideas that we actually get lose focus, and therefore we tend to procrastinate or don't get things done. So when you truly have an intention and you're clear about it and take action in that way, you will start to get success you can't even imagine. Your eyes have not seen, your ears have not heard what you're capable of once you focus onto your passion. Another interesting thing is that our nervous system cannot tell the difference between actual experience and one that's vividly imagined. So many of us are familiar now that visualization is such a very important part of setting goals and getting things done. And you know, the example down there, Conrad Hilton played hotel as a kid. In other words, he was playing a game that he would actually own these hotels as a kid, and absolutely believed it. And look at him today. So what you create in your mind, you create in your world. Everything, and I mean everything, is first created in your mind, and then it manifests in the world. That is the law of manifestation. So the chair that you're sitting in right now was first imagined by somebody, and then it was built, and now you're sitting in it. So this is very, very important. Why you need to be clear about what it is that you want, because you can manifest it. But if you're not clear, it won't show up. If you have too many things that you to focus on, the brain can't handle it. Once you're clear, once you're focused, you can imagine it, the law of manifestation will start to bring it into play. So here's the secret to living a passionate life. Whenever you're faced with a decision, a choice, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passions. So what do I mean by that? Well, once you're clear on your passions, once you've got your passions clear and sitting on your cards and in front of your face, whenever you're faced with a decision, a choice, an opportunity, and let's face it, we're faced with those every single day. If you choose in favor of your passions, you will be living a more passionate life. When you're living a more passionate life, you are enjoying your life more. If you're enjoying your life more, you will attract more of those things into your life, and it just continues to get better and better. So that's how the secret works. Now, before I call upon one of you to actually take the passion test as an example for everybody else, here's what I want you to think about. Our passions arise from our heart. Our heart is where our spirit resides. The things that we're truly passionate about, finding that one thing, or for some people it's a couple of things or related, but find out what they come from your heart, they don't come from your head. You don't have to try hard to put attention on it, because it's something you naturally want to do. The problem is that we get distracted to other things that we think will get us to where we want to go faster. We don't want to be doing that. We want to put attention every day onto what it is that we want. So let me give you an example of that. Okay, an example of that is a lady that Janet was at doing the passion test with one time, Janet Attwood. And the lady was trying to raise money to build a non-profit organization. And so she was focused on all these other activities to raise money, but her passion was actually on having this non-profit organization. So Janet said, well, what are you passionate about? Are you passionate about them getting the money, or are you passionate about the non-profit organization and starting it up? And the lady said, well, obviously a non-profit organization. Then Janet said, then don't waste time. Focus your passions on the non-profit organization. And the lady said, well, you don't understand. I need the money to get that started. So therefore, I got to focus on the money. And Janet said, no, it's you that don't understand. You're focusing on the money. That's not what you want. You want the non-profit organization. So let's do me a favor. Just focus on that, even though you don't know how you're going to get it. And sure enough, within a few weeks, as she started focusing on the non-profit organization and building that up and not knowing where the money was coming from, she came across an elderly gentleman. And she was sharing her passion about the non-profit organization. And this gentleman said, well, I just happen to have one of those. And he said, I'm getting a little bit on. I tell you what, you can have it completely. And just gave it to her for nothing. Once she started focusing on what she was actually passionate about. So I want you to take a few moments and think about, what are you doing in your life? Are you focusing on getting something in order to get your passion, or are you focused directly on your passion? What I'm suggesting is focus on what it is you want. That's your job. Focus on what it is you want, not on how it's going to happen or how you're going to get it. Because if you already knew how, you would already be doing it. It's not on your radar screen. So just get on with what you can get on with, which is your dream, your passion. When you're following your passions and challenges arise, you can't be deterred. You will keep going. You will find a way. Over, under, around, or through, you will find a way. But if it's not your passion, you will most likely give up and move on to something else. You may get slowed down, but you cannot be stopped. Interestingly enough, passion and love are intertwined. And in fact, the true purpose of the passion test is actually to inspire transformation through love. So if you ever get a chance to do a passion test workshop with Janet Attwood or her trainers, then I would strongly suggest you take that, and you'll know what I mean when that happens. It is a heck of a lot of fun. So if you follow your passions, you will love your life. And as we go through the passion test, you're going to feel a few things. You're going to feel like, well, I'm going to ask questions that sound like that you're going to have to give up something. And the reality is, you can have everything you want. That's the reality. But it's going to feel like, I'm going to make you feel like that you're going to give something up. And the purpose of doing that is just to give you more clarity about which is most important to you. Okay. So let's make our choices clear. I'm going to force you to choose. And by the time we're finished, we're going to have all 5 of your top passions all lined up. So listen to your heart. I'm not going to let you take a long time to respond. And if you start taking a long time to respond, that means you're in your head and you're thinking rather than being in your heart. Okay. Now, it may feel a little bit tedious at times that I'm going through the same process. And there's a reason why that happens. And I've done this now nearly 100 times in the last 4 months. And I'm often surprised, people are often surprised about how their choices change, even when the question sounds the same as before. So, hopefully you'll take those on board. Now, that's up for me to do that. That's up for me to do that. Okay. couple of other guidelines. I'm after your passions. I'm not after your goals. Passions are how you live your life. Goals are the things that we're going to create in our life. So, for example, here, the passion is to be a multimillionaire. A goal would be specifically stated as earning $2 million in the next year. Okay, so what is it that you want to live? How do you want to live your life? Here's an interesting thing before we get started too, because money obviously plays a big part for many people. Now, I'm going to come from a different angle here. If you do not love to make money, then you're likely going for security. You're rather looking at playing it safe, playing it small, when you could actually, if you're going for the money, yes, there is a little bit of butterflies in the tummy. There's a little bit of, can I really do that? So that's something that may be a reason why you don't go for the money. Money is important for the things that money is good for. And it's not important for the things that money is not good for. For example, a lot of money can buy you a big, beautiful house, but a lot of money can't buy you a home full of love. So, but we must understand that money is important in today's society. Okay. If you do not love money to make money, then you might think that money can bring problems or challenges in your life. And you want to be free of any worry. Okay. So, I suggest that we also focus, when we're looking at why we want money, let's look at why we want the money to get what it is we want. What is that thing that we want the money for? Is it time? Is it just to have time with my family? I want to be financially free. Well, why do I want to be financially free? Because then I'd have time. Great. So what would you be doing with that time? I'd want to spend quality time with the people I love. Okay, bingo. That is what you want. Why do you want to spend quality time with the people you love? Because that would make me feel good. Bingo. We got to the why. Okay. Don't confuse the how with the what. So remember, our job is the what. What do you want? The how is the job of the universe, the job of God, because we don't know what that is yet. We don't know how that perfect partner is going to come into our life. We don't know how to make that $1 million, because if you already did, you would have already done it. So the focus is, what is it that you want? Okay. People with freedom do whatever they want. Some people with freedom and created freedom for millions actually didn't make a lot of money. A couple of examples here: Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, all people who lived a passionate life, but they actually didn't make a lot of money. Okay, they just lived their lives aligned with their passions. And here's an interesting thing. The money that they needed showed up. It's a process called JIT, just in time. So here's the second thing I want to share with you. One, I notice people are rushing to try and get to a result quickly. When will you get your dream? You get your dream when you get it. So take your time. Smell the flowers along the way. Live your passions while if you have to, drive in and build your business or whatever it is, but you must make sure that you touch your top 5 passions every day. And the second thing is, the reason why I believe people are feeling like they're running out of time or things aren't moving fast enough is because they're living a fear-filled life rather than a faith-filled life. So if you truly believed that you could have everything you have that you want, which I'm telling you can, the more faith you have, the more belief that you have. We have numerous examples over the entire period of the human race of those people who had belief, those people who had unshakable faith, living a faith-filled lives, got whatever it is that they wanted. So start now to live a faith-filled life, not a fear-filled life. Because the problem with living a fear-filled life is because that's what you're focused on, that's what you're going to get more of. Okay, so let's just start here before we go any further. So I'd like to have a volunteer so we can go through these the passion test. So whoever types the message in the chat box first, just type your name in there, then we'll go ahead and do the passion test together. Who's going to be in first? Be brave. Who is my brave, bold soul? Sorry, somebody spoke then. Who was that? Oh, John. Welcome, John. So can you find the chat box? On the GoToMeeting dialog box, you'll see a chat box. So type a message in the bottom under chat. You'll see the word chat in blue. There's a little down arrow. Just do that, and then you'll actually see you can type your message in here. Send the message to me, and I will take you through the passion test. Come on, who's my brave, bold soul? Type it in the chat. Don't be shy. Okay, I'm going to unmute you all because I don't see anybody typing in the chat. Is there a problem? Do you know how to find it?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Who's that?
This is John.
Hello, John.
Can't access the chat box.
Okay, is that the problem? People can't access the chat box?
I think
So,
so.
okay, so all right, for some reason people can't access the chat box. I don't know why. Okay, there's Vanetta. Okay, so Vanetta, is that you? Are we doing your passion test? So I'm going to unmute everybody here. So I'm going to mute everybody. And then I'm going to unmute Vanetta. Okay. Hi, Vanetta.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, wonderful.
I was just checking to see if the chat box works.
Okay, well, listen. Okay, so you're the first one to go in the chat box. So are you up for it?
Yeah, let's go for it.
My brave, brave soul. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for helping lots of people with this. So great. So have you managed to come up with 10 things that you're passionate about?
I haven't listed 10 things that I'm passionate about. I only joined in the last 10 minutes.
Yes, I know. Okay, but you know what? Let's go through some together, and then we can
Okay.
write down some of these top. So we just want 10 of the passions, or it can be 8 to 10. Doesn't have to be 10.
Okay.
And
Okay.
let's see what you got. So what are some of the things that you would really, that you care about, that you love, that are important to you in your life?
Okay, so family.
Okay, so
So
family.
spending quality time with family.
Okay, so good. So one is spending quality time with my family. So now notice, everyone, that Vanetta has started with a verb, which is spending quality time with my family. It could be sharing food with my family. We want to have a nice, strong verb in there to get things started. So spending quality time with my family. What else, Vanetta, is important to you?
Okay, so living in my dream environment.
Okay, beautiful. Living in a beautiful environment. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And what would that be? Just quickly, what would be a beautiful?
So that would be my beachfront home.
Okay. So living in my beachfront home. How about that one?
Yes.
Okay, so that gives us a little bit more clarity about what it is that we really want.
Yes.
Okay, great. So what else is important to you in your life? What is something that you would love?
So having fun shooting Bollywood movies.
Ah, yes, I love that. So, having fun shooting Bollywood movies. Now, I know that is a big passion for yours.
Yes.
Okay, a Bollywood or being a Bollywood movie star. How about that one?
Yep.
Is
Sounds good.
which one works better for you? Which one resonates?
Um, being a Bollywood movie star, that works.
Right, so we'll put that in. So number 3, we got being a Bollywood movie star. Okay. What else?
Um, so influencing people's lives to help them achieve their dreams.
Okay. So making a difference to people's lives.
Yep.
Wonderful. What else?
Having financial freedom to do and a flexibility to do as I please with my time.
Okay, wonderful. So living a life of financial abundance.
Yes.
Does that resonate with you?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
You can change. These are your words, so but I just try to make them as clear as I can.
Yep.
So, so the areas just to help cue you here. So good. We've got 5. We can take probably 2 more, and that'll be not. I think that'll be enough. So anything to do with career, health, relationships, being of service, spiritual, fun, physical environment. We've already covered. So anything in there? Anything about relationships?
Maintaining. Yep. Yep. Maintaining my spiritual and mental and physical health and well-being.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's see. Maintaining. Oh, we want to do better than maintaining, don't we? So we want uh, living. We've got living there already. What is that? Living a. Help me out with this, Vanetta. What resonates with you?
Um, or living a healthy lifestyle.
Okay. Living a healthy lifestyle. I think we can juice that one up a little bit. I'll come up with that one a little bit in a minute. Okay. And let's pick one more. Anything to do with fun or family,
Um,
service?
so we've covered family, haven't we? So spending quality time with family.
Yep, we've done that one. Yes.
Um,
Could put spending lots of quality time with family. How about that one?
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
And enjoying life to the fullest.
Okay. I'm going to put on number 6. I'm going to sort of spice that one up a little bit more. Enjoying perfect health
Okay. Okay.
with lots of energy, stamina, and vitality. How about that?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. Lots of energy, stamina, and vitality. Okay. And so that's. And the last one, number 7, was about enjoying. Well, that's what the passion test is going to bring for you. So, do you like to write books? Do you want to do lots of personal development? You want to work with
Personal development.
a personal development? Okay, I know that was so. So,
Yes.
what do you want to do with personal development?
Um, constantly improve myself so that I'm always the best that I can possibly be.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so studying, um, or how about living constant and never-ending improvement? Is that good? Does that resonate, or you like, or being the
Sounds
best
good.
I can be? What works for you?
Um, probably the latter. Being the best.
Living constant and never-ending improvement.
No. Being the best that I can be.
Okay, being the best you can be. Okay, being the best I can be. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so that's 7. Generally, we'll go with 10, but we don't want to take up too much time tonight. And we got 7 great ones here. So, Vanetta, are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, good. Wonderful. So, we start with the sentence, when my life is ideal, I am. Okay, so when my life is ideal, I am, and then we're going to put these into some sort of order. We're going to come up with our 5 top passions. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so great. Here we go. Vanetta, when your life is ideal, which is more important? Spending lots of quality time with my family or living in my beachfront home? Now notice that Vanetta has paused. She's having trouble dealing with. They both sound good to you, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to take you to a
um,
deeper level. Okay. So here's the second question. The question is, if you could be spending lots of quality time with your family, but never living in a beachfront home, or you are living in your beachfront home, but never spending quality time with your family, which matters most?
family first.
Okay, all right. You know what? I noticed that you actually paused again there. So I'm going to ask you a deeper level question. So you ready for the third question? Okay, so Vanetta, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that you are living your passion of spending lots of quality time with your family. And notice that living in a beautiful beachfront home is nowhere in that picture. And I want you to notice how that feels. Now set that passion aside and imagine that you are living in your beautiful beachfront home, but spending quality time with your family is nowhere in that picture. And I want you to notice how that feels. Have you got that picture? Have you got that picture?
I've got it. Yes.
Which feels better?
The dream home.
Okay, all right. So, Vanetta, when your life is ideal, which matters most? Living in your beachfront home or being a Bollywood movie star? And notice that Vanetta has hesitated again. So,
Did I really?
so Vanetta, if you can be living in your beautiful beachfront home but never being a Bollywood movie star, or you are being a Bollywood movie star but never living in your beachfront home, which matters most? Oh, this is gonna be a tough one, huh? So we're gonna take it to the third question. So close your eyes again
Okay.
and imagine that you are living in your beautiful beachfront home, but nowhere is you being in a Bollywood movie, or indeed even being a Bollywood movie star, is in this picture. And I want you to notice how that feels. Now set that passion aside, and now I want you to imagine that you're actually a Bollywood movie star at a level 10. But nowhere in this picture is you living in a beautiful beachfront home. And I want you to notice how that feels. Once again, do you have that picture? Which feels
Yes.
great? Which feels better?
Um, it's hard to say.
So here what I'd like you to do, I want you to imagine um, using all senses. I want you to imagine, what people are saying, what it feels like to you, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what you're experiencing. What do you see? When you see yourself as a Bollywood movie star living in the beachfront home, I want you to create a picture in your mind as vivid as possible about which one gets you really excited. Is it being the Bollywood movie star where people are talking about you and you're a famous star, or is it living at that beachfront home? Which feels better?
But Bollywood feels better.
Okay, great. So, which is more important, being a Bollywood movie star or making a difference to other people's lives? And Vanessa, are you hesitating again?
Because they're both kind of linked together.
Now
So
you're
that's why, yeah, I'm a little hesitant.
okay. So so let's just investigate that quickly. How is being a Bollywood movie star linking making a difference to people's lives?
Because as a movie star, I can influence people to like improve themselves and achieve what they want in life. So that's the final goal, right? So Bollywood's kind of getting it's a step in the right direction
Okay, so why are you being a Bollywood movie star? Is it for yourself, or are you trying to change people's lives?
to change people's lives.
Really, it's not about you.
Nope. I'll have fun along the way because it's just a fun thing. I mean, that's what I feel at this point in time. But
Okay,
the ultimate goal is to be able to influence people.
okay, all right. So I guess the only thing I'll say here is that when we want to change other people's lives, whose life should we change first?
Our own.
Yeah. So, so I just want you to keep that in mind. That the more we improve our lives, the more that will automatically improve other people's lives. So just let me get more definition on this. Is
Okay.
the purpose of you being a Bollywood movie star to change people's lives, or is the purpose of being a Bollywood movie star is simply because you would love to be a Bollywood movie star?
It's it's to influence people.
Okay, all right, got it. So I'm going to ask you the question again then. So we're going back to question number one. Which is more important, being a Bollywood movie star or making a difference to people's lives? And if you could be a Bollywood movie star but never, if you could be a Bollywood movie star but never make a difference to other people's lives, or you are making a difference to people's lives, but you could never be a Bollywood movie star, which is more important, or which matters most?
Making a difference
Okay. Okay,
to
very good.
people's lives.
Okay, great. So, Vanetta, when your life is ideal, which is more important, making a difference to other people's lives or living a life of financial abundance?
Making a difference to people's lives.
Okay. And which is more important, making a difference to other people's lives or enjoying perfect health with lots of energy, stamina, and vitality?
Making a difference to
Great. And which
people's
is more
lives.
important, making a difference to other people's lives or being the best you can be?
Being the best that I can be, because I have to be my best to be able to make a significant difference in other people's lives.
Okay, great, fantastic, and wonderful. I hope I didn't influence on you that, but it's actually the truth. Okay, so wonderful. So being the best you can be, congratulations, you have passion number one. So, and I just want to get some clarity around that as well. When you're saying being the best you can be,
Okay.
you are talking about constant and never-ending improvement, right? Improving your personal development.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay, so passion number one, congratulations. Let's go and find number two. So, Vanetta, when your life is ideal, which is more important? Spending lots of quality time with your family or living in your beachfront home? And are you hesitating? Or is that just a delay?
No, no, no. Sorry, because I think I spoke when I was muted. So no, I wasn't hesitating. I just said dream home.
Oh, so yeah. So what did you? What was your answer?
The dream home.
Okay. So which is more important, living in your beachfront home or being a Bollywood movie star?
Beachfront home.
Okay. And which is more important, living in your beachfront home or making a difference to other people's lives?
Okay, this is kind of strange because right now I can feel the beachfront home. I can sense it. I can feel it.
Okay.
The making a difference in people's lives. I can't really feel it right now.
Okay, got it.
So based on that, the beachfront home feels like the right thing to say.
Good. I love it because you use the word feel, so I get that. So great.
Okay.
So fantastic. So when your life is ideal, which is more important, living in your beachfront home or living a life of financial abundance?
Financial abundance.
Great. And which is more important, living a life of financial abundance or enjoying perfect health with lots of energy, stamina, and vitality?
Health is more important.
Fantastic. Congratulations. We now have passion number two. So let's keep moving. When your life is ideal, Vanetta, which is more important, spending lots of quality time with your family or living in your beachfront home?
Family.
Everybody notice the switch? Okay, that's why we do it over and over again. Okay, so, and just to everybody to follow in what's happening here, I wrote down on this list steps 1 to 7. Okay, so I'm just going from the top of the list and I compare each thing on the list. And once Vanetta chooses something new, we start at that new one until we get to all the comparisons. And on the first passion, she finally chose being the best I can be, constant and never-ending improvement, and that was number 7 on our list. So that becomes her number one passion. And now we go back to the top of the page and start wherever a passion has not been taken. In this case, it's passion number 1 again, which is spending lots of quality time with my family. And we keep moving down, and we no longer need to read out any of the passions that she's chosen because that's already been compared. So we just cross them off the list. So now we're actually working through a list of 5 because we already have her 2 passions. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. Okay, so Vanetta, which is more important, spending lots of quality time with your family or being a Bollywood movie star?
Being a star.
And which is more important, being a Bollywood movie star or making a difference to other people's lives?
Okay, so this is really strange, but it's gone back to being a Bollywood star.
Okay, got it. And which is more important, being a Bollywood movie star or living a life of financial abundance?
Being a Bollywood star.
Okay. And which is more important, being a Bollywood movie star? Oh, in fact, sorry, we're done here already. So I didn't cross that off. There we go. So being a Bollywood movie star is your passion number 3. So well done. 2 more to go. When your life is ideal, Vanetta, which is more important? Spending lots of quality time with your family or living in your beachfront home?
Beachfront home.
Okay. And which is more important, living in your beachfront home or making a difference to other people's lives?
Beachfront home.
And which is more important, living in your beachfront home or living a life of financial abundance? And if you could be living in your beachfront home but never living a life of financial abundance, or you are living a life of financial abundance but never living in your beachfront home, which matters most?
Beachfront home.
Okay. So congratulations. You have passion number 4 and now passion number 5. Last passion. Vanetta, when your life is ideal, which is more important, spending lots of quality time with your family or making a difference to other people's lives?
Family.
Okay. And which is more important, spending lots of quality time with your family or living a life of financial abundance?
Family.
Fantastic. Well done. Great job, Vanetta. We have our 5 top passions. So right now, I'd like you to close your eyes, and actually everybody can if you feel, and listen to your top 5 passions. So Vanetta, when your life is ideal, you are being the best that you can be, living constant and never-ending improvement. You're enjoying perfect health with lots of energy, stamina, and vitality. Being a Bollywood movie star, living in your beautiful beachfront home, and spending lots of quality time with your family. How does that feel?
Amazing.
Yeah, well done. I'm going to unmute everybody. And could everybody give Vanetta a round of applause, please? Great job, Vanetta.
Thanks, guys.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Now, isn't that so amazing? And, you know, we've done the passion test before, haven't we, Vanetta? Oh, hold on. I've got to unmute Vanetta. Sorry. Okay, sorry, Vanetta. So we've done the passion test before, haven't we, Vanetta?
Yes.
And
yes, we have.
Yeah. And is it a little bit different this time?
Yes.
Yeah. And does it feel closer to your heart this time?
Yes.
I know
yes.
It certainly feels, from what I know of you and how it feels for me, I love what you've just done. So once again, proving that we just want to get more and more clear, and I have no doubt that this takes you more to where you want to be. So congratulations. That is so great. So
thank you, Liz.
Yeah, and thank you once again for volunteering. It was really good. And you know, whoever dares wins, right? So didn't you get so much great value out? And everybody else now is going, damn, I wish I'd found that chat message. And you found yours by accident.
Me, no, I could see it there the whole time. I was just kind of proving that it's there. It's not that, you know, you just have to probably click the,
got it.
I suppose just one of the icons so it pops up. But yeah, but that's cool. I'm happy to have been the person.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. All right. Thanks again, Vanetta. So now what we're going to do, and I haven't finished with you, Vanetta, so I'm going to come and ask you a couple of questions in a second. And I'm going to, for everybody being on the call today, I'm going to send you a handout so you can do all of these. And of course, if you want to have me take you through the passion test even further, again, even if we've done it before, I have no problem with doing that because it's all about clarity. You can do a little bit, let's see if I pull up a page here somewhere. If you want to go off and do a little bit more of your own work, there is a passion test course. Okay, I'll just have to pull this in again. So just bear with me for a second. I'll just take the screen off for a second. Here we go. Right. Bear with me, everyone. I'll be right with you. Okay. Okay, there it is there. So okay. So if you look in the chat window, there's a link there to what's called the Passion Life Secrets course, and you can go on that course, download a workbook. It'll take you through all of these things I'm talking about today in fine detail. There'll be videos by Janet and Chris Attwood, the book, the New York Times best-selling book, and it'll take you to even further details. And you know what? As I said, there's only two major things you really want to know in your life to get into flow, and that's your passion, and the second one is your talent, which we'll be covering in 2 programs from now. These two things basically are the structure of how I live my life to get what I want every day. Following my passions and living my talent allows me to know what to say no to, and say no, thank you very much, thank you for sharing, but not for me, and also knowing exactly what to share to. And then that would save everybody a great deal of time to getting to where you want to go. So just finishing off here, I'm going to get you all to go through the process of doing the passion test, and I'm going to send you, I've got the list of who's on the call. I will send you the link for you to download a handout that will actually take you through the whole process. And on there will be some homework for you. And the homework, first of all, is to create passion cards, and then create markers, and then to talk about the work. And let's see, how are we doing for time here? All right, so it looks like this is going to be a 90-minute call, so I really acknowledge everybody for staying on the call a little bit longer than normal, but hopefully you'll find that it's worth it, given that passion, I believe, is the first key for everything in life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Vinetta back on again, and this time I'm going to ask you a question about scoring your passions, Vinetta. So
Yeah.
Now, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being that these passions are not in your life, and 10 means that they're in your life every day, let's have a look and see how you scored on your passion test. So on passion number 1, being the best you can be, personal development, how much is personal development in your life on a scale of 0 to 10 on a daily basis?
It's a 6.
Okay, good. 6 out of 10. And passion number 2, enjoying perfect health, lots of energy, stamina, and vitality. How much is being physically fit and exercise in your day out of 10?
We go 7.5.
Okay, good. That's a good score. Wonderful. And number 3, being a Bollywood movie star. How much are you being present to that every day?
4.
Okay, good. 4 out of 10. And living in your beachfront home, how much are you working on that every day?
Maybe 1.
Okay, 1. And on a scale of 0 to 10, spending lots of quality time with your family, how do you feel you score yourself?
6.5.
Okay, 6.5. Fabulous. So great. So that's how much you feel that you focus on each one of those passions. And the great news is, all you have to do is increase this score by even 1 point, and your life will start to be automatically feel more fulfilling. Okay, so obviously passions with low scores don't have got much attention. So living in your beachfront home, which is actually quite important for you, wasn't it, as we went through the process?
Yes. Yes.
But how much work are you looking for that home? Putting pictures up on your vision board. I know we did some of that.
Okay, so that's already there. Sorry, so it's already on my vision board.
Yes, that part I know.
And I'm at the beach. I'm at the beach every weekend. So
Okay, good. So
it's not like a daily thing, right?
Yeah, so maybe your score is a little bit higher than 1, but see how you tapped into that all of a sudden? Oh, I'm already doing this, I'm already doing that. So, and if we then change your score from 1 out of 10 to 2 or 3 or 4, does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you feel better straight away. Okay, so that's what you want to do. And all we need to do is increase our passion score by 1 point. And away we go. So your passion cards, to create 3x5 index cards, don't worry, they'll be on the handout for everybody, and you can just write those passions cards out. And then the purpose of the passion card, of course, is to now put them up in view on your computer, on your bathroom mirror, wherever you can put them, so that every day you are looking at your top 5 passions and that you are reminding yourself this is what you truly want in your life. And whenever you're faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, look at your passion card and choose in favor of your passion, even if it doesn't make sense in your mind. But you follow your heart, intention. Great, you've done the work for intention now. You have created your 5 top passions. You've done the work, the what work. Now you have to give it attention. You have to, and putting it onto your passion card is giving it attention. Reading your passion card every day is giving it attention. And then, remember I talked about faith-filled life, no tension? That means you know that if you focus on your beachfront home, being a Bollywood movie star, Providence will move, that events, circumstances, or the people you need to meet will come into your life. You don't know how, but they will come into your life to take it is where you want to go. But you have to do that from faith-filled living, not fear living. Okay, great. So that's the passion cards. And homework number 2 is to create markers. Now, markers are evidence or signpost that you actually achieved that dream, that you achieved your passions, or living your, not necessarily achieved them, living your passions. Okay, so that, for instance, a marker of being the best I can be, your number 1 passion, might look like that you are scheduling a personal development course, once every 6 months, or you are scheduling an online course or a book, and you're actually doing it. So there's a photograph of you reading Think and Grow Rich. It's evidence that you are living your passion. Does that make sense, Vanetta? I think you're off again, but yeah. So markers or signposts. And I'll share a story of that on our next call about markers. So just to give an idea. So for everybody, on your handout when you get it, just write down evidence. For instance, being a Bollywood movie star. There is a poster of you in your home of the Bollywood movie that you're starring. Would that be evidence?
That definitely would be evidence.
That would be evidence, right? There's a big poster of you and as a Bollywood movie star. So that's what a marker is. A marker is not a goal. It's not setting out to achieve something. It's just like a photographic evidence, a poster, a trophy, a certificate. There's a picture of you being handed a certificate from Anthony Robbins for completing Life Mastery University, or something. T. Harv Eker for completing Enlightened Warrior Camp, right? Or a necklace that they give you, or something like that. Okay, and then and down here, somebody's given an idea. Writing a best-selling novel was their passion. Their markers were they sold 1 million books, and they're actually featured on Oprah Winfrey. So don't make your dream small. Make it huge. You have greatness within you. All of you have greatness within you. Your eyes have not seen, your ears have not heard what you are capable of. So make your dreams big. And look at the last one. My novel is made into a feature film. I want you to create markers like that. Okay. I want you to write 2 to 3 markers for each passion, just like the ones you just heard. Make them measurable, like the 1 million books or appearing on Oprah. Write it in the positive. So, in this case, featured on Oprah. That's the markers. And number 3 is called the work. And many of you on the call are familiar with this anyway. But your homework is to go to that website, thework.com, print out a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. There's some PDF files there. When you go to thework.com, find the PDF downloads, download them all, have a watch of the video of Byron Katie showing you how to fill out a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, and think of something today that you did, or sorry, that somebody did that upset you. Whether it was something you read in the paper, whether it was something that you personally saw somebody do, like throw rubbish on the ground or whatever, and think back. Did you judge that person? Did you judge that event? And if you did, then I want you to write that down on the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet and come up through the process. As I said, many of you fill out the process. And the whole purpose of the work is to find out who you would be without the thought of the judgment. So the challenge is, when you believe what you think is true, you are in prison. If you're upset with what somebody did, you are the one who's in prison. And when you stop believing that thought, you are free. And when you're free, you can concentrate on your passions. And when you can concentrate on your passions, which are what you want in life, what you want, then you will start to get joy and you'll feel good. And the more you feel good, the more the law of attraction will vibrate to bring the things that you want in your life. So it's all connected, it all works, and the whole process is to get you to that point where you are living your life with joy. Okay, great. So there we go. So right now, I'm going to open it up for any question and answers, or anything that you for any feedback that you have to the first part of the passion test. So there you go. You're all unmuted. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question about the passion.
Okay, so is that Julia?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to mute everybody, and I'm just going to bring Julia back unmuted. Okay, Julia, go ahead with your question.
With the passion test, you said to do it every 4 to 6 months.
Yes.
Since we are reading it every day,
Yes.
and then we change, we do the retest.
Mm-hmm.
If the passion is not the same as the previous passions we have, does that kind of obstruct your clarity with what you have?
Okay, great. Great question, Julia. And I can hear your kids are well and truly active there this evening.
Yes.
So it's all right. That's okay. So I'm just going to put you on mute. Great question, Julia. And it's like this. It's a process. Last weekend, I was very lucky to spend the weekend, a very intimate weekend, with the legendary Les Brown. And he, which by the way, I would suggest, like I did in my digest to you, that you give yourself a dose of Les Brown every day. 10 minutes, get on YouTube, whatever, watch Les Brown to inspire you to live your dreams, because he is a legend at that. And so, and he said, it's a process. So when we're uncovering our passion, sometimes it's like peeling off the layers of like an onion. So we're not quite clear about exactly what it is we want. If you're one of the lucky ones and you're very clear, like for instance, when I was 12 years old, as I explained in the first webinar, and I went to a movie and I saw The Great Waldo Pepper, and I saw that pilot flying the airplane, I knew at that point that I wanted to be a pilot. That was a very fortunate gift, that I was so clear about my passion. But one of the things I've noticed is people aren't necessarily clear about their passions, so we just go with what we know. It's a little bit like driving with your headlights on in the fog. You can only see so far in advance, but you still keep driving, because when you are clear, what you want will show up in your life, and only to the extent that you're clear. Well, for some people, that clarity might be just like the fog light. You can only see 100 meters in front. So we work on our passions. We keep working towards our passion. There's something there. And what you're going to do is you're going to probably peel off that layer of onion and find more clarity. There's really something underneath what you thought you wanted. So one of the ways it's going to make this a little bit easier to see is when we actually go into the profiling with the talent. But for now, just trust in the process, that this is an access. The passion test is an access to uncovering or rediscovering your passions. Your passions are your energy to life, to getting out of bed, jumping out of bed in the morning and doing what it is you love. What would you do that you love so much you would do without getting paid for, but you do it so well that people pay you for it? That gets you into flow. So in the beginning, your top 5 passions may not be exactly what you want, because you don't know that better yet. But as you move towards it, trust in the process that clarity will come. Does that help answer your question, Julia?
Perfectly.
Oh, and just to finish, thank you. And just to finish off, there will come a time when you do the passion test and there's nothing to change. I already got a sense tonight that by doing Vanetta's passion test, even just only the second time, that we are getting very close to what she really, really wants in her life. Let me just check in with Vanetta on that. Would you agree with me, Vanetta?
Yes.
Yeah, you can feel it, right?
Yes.
So imagine what's going to happen the third time that we do it. So it's a great question, Julia. Any other questions? Oops, sorry. I have to unmute you all. Okay. Any other questions? No?
Nope.
Okay, great. So on the next session, we're going to cover over some of the parts of the homework session. As I said, you're going to get an email. Some of you already have an email with a handout where they'll have the passion cards, all of those things on. You can fill them out, have them ready to go, and we'll prepare for session 2. So on behalf of Janet Attwood, the incredible lady who came up with the passion test that helps answer the first question in the flow lock, I thank you all for showing up. I thank you for participating, Vanetta, and for asking questions. And you all have a great day, night, evening, wherever you are. And I will see you again next Thursday, and I'll also upload this webinar up onto the YouTube just like the previous one. So for that, good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you, Les.
Good
Thanks, guys.
night.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Manyi. Good night.